guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and here we have our boy, Physical Final Form Cooler. For a long time, this guy has been one of the better Dokkan Fest exclusives in the game. Like, everyone, I remember when this guy came out, everyone going crazy about how insane the Super Saiyan 4s were, and then they dropped Cooler, and Cooler was, like, arguably better because he's got that additional chance, right? Now, some of these older additional units are not quite on the same level as the newer ones. I guess, duh, power creep, right? Like, Cooler gets 100% attack and defense at the start of turn, which is so good back in the day. And then he has an additional, which has a chance to be a super attack, right? Which is a 10% chance. A natural way that these types of characters have been massively buffed nowadays is that additional chance usually is 30% now. So triple the chance of what it was when this Cooler came out. So for his EZA, that's an easy and obvious way I expect him to be buffed, is that his additional chance right there probably will shoot, or the additional is guaranteed, but that super chance on the additional will probably shoot up to, whatchamacallit, you know, that number, 30%. Now, because Cooler is getting crits, or he's doing a normal quite often, most of the time you're going to see an additional normal out of him, you really do want to go for probably full crits for this Cooler, right? Anytime a character is going to be doing additional normals, you want that character to crit a lot, because otherwise the additional normal does nothing, right? But crits will massively power it up. With Full Power Frieza, we have a pretty good, you know, Cooler has just a great link set in general here. So, Cooler has Strongest Clan in Space, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Universe's Most Malevolent, Metamorphosis, and Fierce Battle. Actually, Metamorphosis is... Okay, so the very bottom one's Fierce Battle, then the next one next to it is Universe's Most Malevolent, and then the one that's not active under Big Bad Bosses, that's Metamorphosis. But a very good link set is what this Physical Cooler has got, so... we're definitely going to see him put up, I think, some very solid numbers. Like, he's at 114k defense. Like, compared to some of these other, you know, older characters that came out around the same time, this Cooler has definitely aged much better because he's balanced. It's like, yeah, see, 2 million right there with the additional. It's like AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I think has aged probably a little better. There we go. That's exactly what we want. Additional normal, but it's a crit, and then additional normal, but it's a crit. It's exactly why you go full crit, because then you start busting out additional normals like that, and they're actually going to be able to be much more powerful, actually really able to contribute when you're actually getting those crits on the additional normals, man. It's very, very important. All right, this next rotation we're going to have, it's going to be Cooler without any support. I think that's always a very, very, very key sort of rotation to get in a lot of these showcase videos. We want to see what level of damage the unit is going to be doing without any support type options around. Now, the thing too about Cooler, what's funny is he came out on March 1st of 2017, and there really still is so much good about him, right? Like, you know, he's got the built-in additional. He has an amazing link set. He's on a lot of category teams, right? This guy, I would say, has a very good chance of being the best 120% lead EZA. I would say he's very, very high up on the list because, like, right now, the best 120% lead EZA, I'd say, is Janemba, with Int Gogeta trailing behind. A bunch of the other ones are good. You know, Physical Gotenks is good. AGL Super 17, all good. But I think Cooler or the Super Saiyan 4s really could end up being in the top spot, right? All right, so again, with Full Power Frieza, we're going to get most of these links active for Cooler. Actually, we can go Metal Cooler, and we could also get Thirst for Conquest. So right here, we would have everything active except for Metamorphosis and Shocking Speed. Those are the only 2 links we do not have active. And again, this is no support. So let's see what Cooler does on this rotation with no support. We are on the Wicked Bloodline team too, by the way. I believe Metal Cooler's Wicked Bloodline leader skill is actually still very good, is it not? Yeah, it's 170% across the board and 3 key. It's just... Like that's like a better leader skill than like STR Cooler. Like I would say the real way to build, there we go, additionals, but there's the real way to build. The real way to build the Wicked Bloodline team is probably to go STR Cooler on there, and then I don't know, maybe AGL Metal Cooler as your lead, and then maybe bring a friend STR Cooler, because obviously most of the category is on either Terrifying Conquerors or Transformation Boost, so that would work fairly well. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to go ahead and transform at this cooler. Why don't we play the audio for this cooler right here? We'll get one more turn here on Wicked Bloodline, and then we'll go to one of the other 100 amazing teams that cooler is on. Because, like, for real, dude, movie bosses, Transformation Boost, Terrifying Conqueror, Final Trump Card, Space Traveling Warriors, Planetary Destruction. Cooler's on a lot of good category teams, dude.
光栄に思うがよい。俺の究極の変身を見られるのはお前が最初で最後だ。さあ、始めようか。
Alright, so we'll finish off this Goku, and then we will go ahead and get one more rotation. Again, I'm not really too sure what our next category team will look at with this coolers. Maybe that movie boss / planetary destruction team. Definitely a very solid team, right? Man, this cooler EZA, oh my goodness, would he be crazy on movie bosses. See, right now we're in a very heavy movie theme for the next couple of months. And man, oh man, like, I could really see them dropping this guy as, like, the god EZA, and then like a week later they're like, oh yeah, by the way, here's Final Form Cooler, like standalone LR. Like, that's exactly the type of thing that Dokkan could do. Bam! Goku, goodbye. Alright, so we'll get one more attack set, and then we'll move on. But yeah, Cooler's gonna look very solid in this video, right? Like, additionals are a major way that characters are gonna be like super powerful in this day and age, right? Again, his defense, honestly, like, well, actually 145k is not that bad. His defense is definitely not the craziest, but it could be worse. Like, it's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we do. We should see that AGL Metal Cooler hit a pretty good number, because I believe that Metal Cooler is level 10 links. Yeah, he is. Okay. All right, so let's see how this AGL Metal Cooler does right here. And of course, we have a little bit of support from Int Metal Cooler. The same name update helps in a lot of ways on a lot of teams, right? Because now we can rock AGL Metal Cooler and Int Metal Cooler on the same team. This Metal Cooler at 3 million, wow, that's a little bit higher than what I thought his pay grade was. That's not bad. AGL Metal Cooler doing real damage. Okay. And like, he got a little bit of healing. He's got some attack debuffing, right? He's got a good leader skill. His attack was not fully built up either. Yeah, AGL Metal Cooler, he could be good in the right situation for sure. And then there's Physical Cooler 2.14. But again, he has at least a guaranteed additional normal coming in. And then probably one more? No. Okay. All right, so let's go to maybe Planetary Destruction / movie bosses next. All right, so now we're over here on the movie boss / Planetary Destruction team. Again, don't forget that, you know, team building, showcases, running teams is just a lot better now with the same name update. This AGL Cooler is now a much more viable option. Obviously, with STR Cooler, we're going to have everything except for Shocking Speed active right here. STR Cooler, like this rotation, dude, this is Physical Final Form Cooler before his EZA. He's rocking 143k defense. Like, what do you think is going to happen after he EZAs when he's triple supering with 250k defense? Like, next to STR Cooler. STR Cooler is still one of the best units in the game, right? And then, remember, AGL Cooler is a support type unit as well. So, Physical Cooler is getting support from both STR and AGL Cooler right here. AGL Cooler is a support as long as we're fighting a Goku family enemy. And goodbye, Goku. See, Physical Cooler, man, like, he really is, like, probably the best aging of all those 120% leads. I mean, Int Gogeta definitely was a good aging character as well, right? Like, I feel like he was solid even before his EZ. Obviously not as good as, like, STR Gogeta, but he was okay. I mean, you know, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is solid too, but this Cooler, I mean, the thing about Frieza units you always have to account for is their links, right? Like, you know, Cooler's a big bad bosses unit, dude. Like, 25% attack and defense for free. Then he's got Thirst for Conquest, 15% attack and defense right there. Just those two links, I mean, that's 40% attack. You know, Cooler is not only going to have that with other Coolers, but what about Turles? All the Turleses have Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, and Fierce Battle. How about Bojack? All the Bojacks have Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Fierce Battle. So, like, Cooler, Turles, Bojack is a ridiculous combo that is available a lot. Okay, well, let's do this. So we're gonna have Cooler again in slot 1. We have everything active except for Shocking Speed. We're gonna disintegrate this Goku. We're gonna one turn every single one of his phases right here. So we'll go ahead and pack Goku up right here, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next team. But I mean, you see the numbers. I mean, their Cooler is at 3 million right there. You know, you put him next to STR Cooler, and this is the type of shit we get. And remember, so he did 3 million. He could easily triple super for 3 million each time. Physical Cooler could. Like, he's solid. Like, he's actually, like, pretty good now. He's coming up on an easy A. That boy is going to be sick. Disgusting. Physical Cooler is after his easy A, man. For real. Alright, so here we go. We are over here on the Terrifying Conquerors / Transformation Boost team. A very, very good team. Anytime you got Coolers around. This is also what I was talking about Cooler and Turles and Bojack all working well. It's only 3 links, but in total, you're talking about, what, 60% attack and 40% defense from 3 links? I would say that's probably pretty good. Just adding that out there. Cooler is also getting a lot of support on this rotation. Remember that LR Turles is giving 30% to Terrifying Conquerors, and then remember that TUR Turles is giving 20% to Terrifying Conquerors. So Cooler is going to be able to get decent attack sets right there, even not linked up with another like Wicked Bloodline category unit. And like Cooler is like one-shotting like phases from these recent Dokkan events too. It's just like a lot of like, you know, sort of like more recent units would do. Here, let's get that Majin Buu off rotation right there. I think we probably are going to finish this Gohan off on this phase. Let's just like act like that, and we'll just go ahead and go all out and finish this Gohan off easily. Yeah, I mean, already we've seen, right? Cooler is very consistent. The Great Link set is going to allow him to work very well on these villain teams he's on, right? Again, like he's on very top tier teams too. So, I mean, you look at the amount of teams he impacts, how good he already is now, like, I'm actually really getting hyped for this guy's EZA. Like, again, I feel like he's performing pretty well right now, right? Like, all right, so here we go. Now he has everything active except for Shocking Speed. STR Cooler around giving the support type buff. And then we'll go ahead and let this boy put some serious damage down. After this, we'll probably go to the Space Traveling Warrior team. Like, if we had a rotation of, like, Bojack, STR Cooler, and then Physical Final Form Cooler against, like, a bunch of enemies, dude, Cooler, his damage is going to be insane because he'd be getting 100% support from the two of them. That would be so nuts. But yeah, look at this. We're just, like, these villain teams that have big bad bosses, man, can really output a lot. All right, I think we potentially could not finish off Gohan right here. Depends on what STR Cooler does, but I think we could actually not finish off Gohan. Then we'll get one more turn out of Physical Final Form Cooler, and then again, we'll go to the Space Traveling Warrior team. Again, any units that are available to be used on that Space Traveling Warrior team, I do like to do that. And usually when I showcase on that team, I only do Space Traveling Warriors because it's just so cohesive with Bojack. But, I mean, the thing about Bojack, it's not just Space Traveling Warriors, but it's that plus Time Travelers, which is just like a ridiculous category. Don't forget that Time Travelers will give you access to, say, Golden Cooler. You know, tossing him on the same team as Final Form Cooler would work very, very well. Golden Cooler, a character, by the way, who I would like to see a Dokkan Fest for at some point in the future, but, you know, we would see. All right, Boo does not have Shocking Speed. No, he does not. So we could just do this right here. Bam. All right, our boy Cooler, show us what you got, brother. This ridiculous amount of damage, almost 200k defense as a unit that came out over 4 years ago. 3.1 million attack stat, and he could easily triple super and do that 3 times in a row. Like, he's so good. This Cooler is, look at this. Yeah, that boy is good. He's good, even 4 years later. All right, so now we are on the Space Traveling Warrior / Time Traveler team, where we are going to look very good. So in this rotation, you know, Golden Cooler and Cooler obviously link fairly well, right? Strongest clan in space, Metamorphosis, as well as Universe's Most Malevolent. Then you can get Bojack in there, and all of a sudden Cooler has almost every link active, right? So, all right, let's see what Cooler does in this rotation. Don't forget that Golden Cooler is a support type unit as well. And Bojack is giving his full 50% attack and defensive buff to Space Traveling Warriors because of the amount of enemies that are here. So this is just going to look fairly good for our boy. Basically 3 million right there. We're just going to, like, look at these high attack stats. Like, this is why, again, new units nowadays, 2 million. It's like, because, like, you know, you got Cooler out here just living in the 2 million range. And he's got built-in additionals in the Great Link set and stuff like that. So, you know, Physical Cooler is good. He's a big boy. That's basically how we say it. Physical Cooler is a big boy. He does not mess around. So on this next rotation right here, we're going to have Cooler with 6 out of 7 links, and he's going to be getting 100% support because he's going to be getting 50% from Cooler, and he's going to be getting 50% from Bojack. I assume this will be his best rotation. Maybe with B-Pan. I think we're going to see 2 rotations. Let's see which one is better. Is it Bojack Cooler and Cooler, or is it B-Pan Cooler and Cooler? Which one is better? I think the Bojack turn is going to get us a little bit more damage, but we will see, because, again, Cooler has a pretty good attack set for when he came out, basically just exactly at 16,000. Again, right, we have 6 out of 7 active right here. Let's just attack our boy Bojack, because we don't want to finish off any of the enemies so that we remain, again, with the big-time support. 187k is what defensive stat Physical Cooler is at. 187k along with the 3.32 million that he does. Like, damn, I'm impressed. I like it. Like what can you say? It's good. He's good. That's it. He's good. Very simple. Is yes or no? Is he good? Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sure is. So, let me know what you guys would like to see. I mean, who knows what Cooler could do, right? They could build him in so many ways. Like, maybe he gets, like, guaranteed crits against, like, you know, Saiyan enemies or hybrid Saiyans, or, again, there's just so many potential ways to build, like, EZAs like this. Like, you could look at what he does in the movie and then maybe sort of try and ascertain what he might do. But, I mean, it's very difficult, like, right? Like, you know, he beats down Namekians, Earthlings, Hybrid Saiyan, Pure Saiyan in that first movie, right? So, like, maybe he gets, like, what if he got a guaranteed crit against Earthling, Namekian, Pure Saiyan, and Hybrid Saiyan? You know, then, like, 120% attack and defense, and then his additional has, you know, 30% chance to be a super instead. Like, how, and then along with his stats increases, like, that might be a little bit too much, because he'd be critting against the entire game. But, like, how sick would that be? Like, he would be the dominator, right? Like, some of these recent EZAs have been just that powerful, too. So, I mean, it's conceivable for sure. Alright, so let's see what our boy Cooler will do with the active scale buff from our girl LRB Pan. I assume these numbers will be very high. Again, I think the Bojack damage might be a little bit higher, but let me see. If she's going to be, like, B-Pan will give us more. Oh, she gives us a lot more. 3.69. Whew! Cooler, chill. Relax, Cooler. Jeez, this guy. All right, that's pretty good. So, there you guys go. Physical Final Form Cooler is nasty, dirty, filthy, disgusting. He's just vile with how good he is offensively. And, like, defensively, he's got some decent defensive stats here, man. Like, it's not like they're low or anything at all. So, again, let me know what you guys think of him. Full level 10 links. He's looking pretty good. Okay, I do have an equip. What is this? A level 4 attack equip on him, right? So, yikes, man. This Cooler. GOG, is he pretty damn good.